the puppy dog. That's where he stays at night. Anyway, we're going to be fixing up this little room here over the next week or two. We're going to get new shelving in here. There's going to be shelving that'll go across the top here above the refrigerator, and it'll go a little higher here and go all the way down over there, over the washer and dryer. But I've got to take all this stuff out of here. I'm going to put crown molding up here. I'm going to repaint these walls. I'm going to clean this floor. I'm going to redo the trim. It's all pretty nasty. And get everything prepped for the big install of the shelves. So I've got boxes here. I'm emptying these shelves. I'm going to tear these down. Bang. Away they'll go. And then we'll be ready to do some painting and some crown molding. In order to get this room painted up, I need to clear all this out of here. I got to take this down, so we'll do a quick time lapse of taking all of this stuff that's accumulated over the past 5 or 10 years. So here we go. And that's it. Ta-da! All right, now we're going to take this down. Ta-da! Hey, puppy dog. He's watching me as I clean everything out here. I just got the bulletin board off of here. I've got to get those down. There's shelves inside there. Need to take this stuff off the washer and dryer. I need to set it aside. We'll get that out of the way. We're going to take these down next. Fun times ahead. What do you think, puppy dog? He doesn't care. We're going to be taking down these little cabinets here. When you start to think about doing that by yourself, they don't seem so little. I've put this piece of cardboard box and some shims under there so that when I loosen these, it doesn't come crashing down. It'll just set on top of this, and then I can take this down as I need to. This is one of these jobs where it'd be nice to have another set of hands to help me out, but it is what it is. I've got my drill, and it looks like I've got maybe 6 holes that I need to take screws out, so we'll see how this goes. Here we go. Spilling all over the place. And it is out. Looks like this little setup worked great. Held it in place. It was just right. And this is loose. Ready to go. Okay, so it does look like they used some wood here to drill into, but they missed it up here. They went a little high, and they've got some damage here that I'll be fixing, but that'll be hidden. I got some damage here too. That'll be hidden from the other shelves that are going in, and we'll get this repaired shortly. Let's take these out while I look at it. This is going to take a little time, so we'll shut off the camera for now, and I'll show you an after picture. Looks like I got a bit of a mess. Hey, puppy dog. He's standing next to the first cabinet I've removed. I've still got this one. That's the remnants of the other one. Okay, next up will be this. I've got the box and the shims under here. We're gonna try to get this one out. Here we go. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. Anyway, that's where we are. One cabinet, 2 cabinets, there's my camera, and that's where it was. I've got to get these wood slats out of here. Looks like they worked on this and made a big mess when they installed it. Shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to be spackling and painting over all of this, and it's all going to be underneath the new cabinets for the most part. My top ones are out. All the screws on the bottom ones are out, but it looks like they may be glued to that wall, so I'm gonna try to ease them away from the wall. A couple taps of a hammer and a little pry with this tool here on the left one. These things pop right off. Interestingly, they were glued. You can see some of the spackle left behind, and if you look real close you can see where it was stuck to the wall. I don't know if it was glued or if it was painted and it was still wet and they just put it right on. Anyway, I'll be spackling that up and prepping the rest of the room here. This is filthy dirty from the dog, and hopefully the new gray that we'll be painting will be much prettier, and using a gloss so that we'll be able to wash these walls off a little better. Puppy dog comes in from outside and makes a mess. So signing off for now. We'll be doing some spackling next. We're going to sand some of the spackling I did yesterday, and I'm going to reapply some spackle, sand it again, and then I'm going to put some texture on it. Well, I'm going to towel this off with a moist cloth, and then I'm going to apply some more spackle. Got the moist paper towel. We're just going to wipe off the dust here. Should be good for now. Alright, I've got just a small thing, a touch-up spackle. Hopefully I don't need too much. That was the plan. I've got this small knife, we'll apply it, and then I've got a slightly thicker one. I can spread it around, spread it thin. I see I've got some grooves while I was sanding. I found some more detail that I need to fill in the gaps. So let's move forward on that. So this doesn't have to be exact because the cabinets are actually going to be here. But I wanted to make sure I repaired some major holes. I had a major hole here and over here and up there where the drywall had caved in, and I put some joint compound on there, and then I put a mesh on there to firm it up a little bit. So I'm just applying this to reinforce that. Finish the spackling here, let it dry, do another sanding, and then I might even put a little texture on there just to experiment with texture, and then we'll start painting. We're gonna put some texture on here. I've put down spackling. It's not the best finish. I'm just gonna put some simple texture on here with this spray texture, and then I'm gonna knock it down so that it blends in with this texture. So that's my next step here. Let's see what happens. So I've got a basic coat on here. I'm going to use this to knock it down. And we'll let that dry. See if I need to make any adjustments here. Looks okay for now. One of the big things I need to take care of is this dirt that has built up and it's gotten into the texturing here, and I've tried to wipe this down many times. This is a glossy finish, but it just is not cleaning. So I discovered that with this little brush and a little bit of Windex, I can get that cleaned out. Gets into those little crevices in the texture. And take a paper towel. Wipe it much cleaner than it is right now. So you can see it before and an after. Big difference. So I want to make sure I get that cleaned out before I apply any paint, because I've cleaned the entire length of this wall here where it looks like Rocky had rubbed dirt in here. You'll see little specks here and there. Some of these are places where the paint has rubbed off. Some it looks like it might be more goop. So I'll continue to wash that out and clean that a little more, maybe a couple more coats of this. Some of you might be saying, why are you using glass cleaner? Because I don't have any other cleaner right now. I was using 409. This is a glossy or semi-glossy surface, so it is usually pretty easy to clean, but because of these this orange peel texture, it's been difficult to get in there, and this brush has really done the trick. So I'll do that a little more and might wash this down with water to clean any kind of chemical residue off of here before I do any painting. Here we are next day, and I've done the spackling. I've put some texture on there. It's not the best texture job, but it doesn't have to be because shelves are going to go up here and then around here and over this refrigerator, and basically we're going to be repainting everything. I do have a lot of supplies, and I've taped off just to make it a little easier for myself. I've covered the refrigerator, I've covered the washer and dryer, I've got everything in the middle. I'm going to try to do this in one pass, or as much as one pass as possible, and go around the entire room. I've got a drop cloth down here, and I want to move along. That will spread out past the paper I've got down here already. Hopefully we get a good coat on here, and then when that dries, we'll take the tape off the top of the trim, and then we'll do the trim with the special trim paint I have here. We're going to do a quick time lapse of our effort here. Hopefully it's not a comedy routine. So first of all, we're all suited up. Make sure we don't get paint on ourselves here. I'm going to put paint up, get it in here. We're going to do trim, and then we're going to do the rolling. So let's get going. Okay, quick update. Alexis and I have finished painting the light gray in this room. Of course, it looks much darker now with the gray up. Even though it was very light gray, we got all the nooks and crannies. I went around with the spotlight here and spotted all the spots. See if there were any missing, and 1 gallon was just enough. I've got just enough for touch-ups if I need to, and we're going to let this dry, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll take this tape off of here, and I'll leave the paper on the floor because I've got to do the trim. I've got some really bad spots on the trim here, and all the way around should be all freshened up. Plus I'm going to use the same color to paint the crown molding that's going to go up here. So that'll be next week. That'll be another piece of this video coming up. What do you think, Papa Dog? He knows he's not supposed to be in here. That's good. Quick update. I've removed the tape that was protecting the baseboards, and now I've put new tape down. I'm getting ready to paint the trim, and since I am an amateur, I taped everything off. And I'm going to put the trim down. It's trim paint down. It's an oil-based paint, and so I want to do it all in one shot. That includes all the trim around the doors. I'm not going to paint the doors, not this pass. I want to paint all the trim, and then the inside part of the trim when I open the door, and I'm going to paint the crown molding that's out in the garage. done. So let's take a quick swivel around here. There we go. Finished painting all the trim in here. It's drying. Still got that door open because I painted in there. Here's a sample of the trim on this door, and you can see where the paint got on the tape, and the tape came in really handy. So hopefully that'll come right up and I won't have too much bleeding going through there. The trim has dried. It took a while. It was oil-based. Took a while, and started to take some of the tape down here. Come on, buddy. All right. Tape is up, paper is up. The room looks great. The corner's up there. There's a little bit of a gap, but not a problem because that's where the crown molding's going. We are done. So what I'm going to try to do today is I'm going to put in some smart switches. I've got all kinds of things I've got to connect here for this. It's not just a simple switch where it's power on, power off. You also have to make sure you get the wiring in there so that you can power the switch. Once it's powered, then you've got to connect it to the internet, and we'll be able to control it with Alexa or some other smart device. I'm going to be replacing these switches. They're basically the lights that are the up lights in the front, and when they put in the cabinets here, this whole area back will be in a cabinet. We'll be able to get to it because they're going to do a cutout inside the cabinet, but I thought it would be kind of nice to have a smart switch in there so that we can control that with our Alexa or our phone to make it a little easier. It'll be a little fun to try this out. That's the task for today. I've got some wires. I've read through their little booklet here with the micro text and the micro images. I've got my reading glasses out to help me, and we'll be hooking this up. Should be fun. Okay, here we are. I've got the first Wi-Fi switch in, and I press that, comes on, and I verified that the lights out front come on, and bang, it turns off. So I'm going to try to do a setup with my Wi-Fi here, see if I can control it remotely. When I figure that out, then I'll be wiring in the rest of these grounds and neutral wires and replacing these switches with Wi-Fi switches. I've got the second one in, and it works. Tested it out. Take this third one off and replace it with this one. The Wi-Fi switches are in and working. I can control them with my phone. Went out front and verified that they're coming on properly. Turned them on and off as needed. I set up a schedule, and next step will be to see if I can get Alexa to control them too. Fun times ahead. And then we'll continue with crown molding in this room. All right, here we are in the garage. I've got all the crown molding ready to go. I've got a drop cloth under here. I've got it laid out on sawhorses with paper. I've wiped them down, cleaned them, wiped them down several times. They've got a primer coat on them. I'm gonna put the trim coat on there. All right, and this is the crown molding. It's shiny, shiny, which is a good thing. I think I got most, I think I got it all painted. We'll check after it dries here. Cleanup wasn't too bad considering it was oil-based. Let this dry. It'll take several hours, I'm sure. We'll check it out more closely, and we may be ready to do install tomorrow. Crown molding prep. Usually I use a chalk line to do this, but I didn't want to do all the cleanup, so tape seems much easier. So the vertical tape strips are where the studs are. The horizontal, like here in the middle and in the corners, are how far down the crown molding is going to drop. That way, as I put the ground molding up, I can gauge the right distance from the ceiling without trying to feel it, and then pop it with a brad. So that'll be the next thing. Put the crown molding up after I cut it. Alright, that was easy.
Yeah.
Woo! Crown molding is going up. Got a problem back here.
Yeah. There you go.
Alright, we'll splice in a piece here and we'll be done for today. Clear?
Looks good.
That looks better. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, that's a screwy wall back there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That fits nice.
Nice work. Okay, you clear?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's we can adjust this other one now. That's it. Alright. Now, joist there. No joist here. See the spark? Just like downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a big opening here. We can close that up. And a little one over there. Okay, here we are. It's Thursday, March 21st, and it's taken a while. We were away for spring break, but I've got the crown molding up. Yesterday I put in caulking in all the holes, the divots that were created by the brad gun. We put those into place, and now I put masking tape up there at the top and bottom, ceiling and wall. I'm going to caulk along the corners there, and then I'm going to make sure that my seams are good. I've got a seam over here. You can kind of see it with this camera, but it's not the best seam I've done before, but I'm going to sand that down and then caulk that a little more. Caulking the corners here. These corners are a little better than the ones on the other side. As with everything, you learn as you go, and I learned how to do things a little better. Unfortunately, once I'm done, I'll know how to do a lot of things and won't have to do them again for several years. There's the Bubba Dog. He's been patiently waiting for me to finish this project. So I've finished doing some sanding on my seams. There's one. I've done some caulking in my corners and where my brads went in. There's the other seam that I had. And I'm getting ready to paint. So I've done all the caulking that I'm going to do because I'm done. It took a while, and we're going to paint. Do some touch-up paint. I'll put a drop cloth down. Got drop cloth on the washer and dryer. Put it down here. And the Papa Dog will stay here so he doesn't get paint on his head. I've finished painting all the crown molding up here. Time to take the tape down. So let's have fun with that. Alright, I have taken the tape down from the crown molding, and it is looking beautiful. There you are. There's a spot there, and the spot over here where I have not removed the tape. That's where I've got some seams, and I want to put one more coat of paint there. And so I've got that tape up there for safety. But everything else looks beauteous maximus. So, not bad for a laundry room. Crown molding. Okay, here we are, April 2nd, 2019. Today, Smart Spaces is coming and they're gonna replace the shelves. Shelves are going in today. There'll be shelves going all the way down to the floor here, going up, across here, and over. There'll be a foot clearance from the ceiling down, and then there should be enough of a clearance right above the refrigerator here. The dog's kennel is going to go here. It's been taken out so they can get in here and work. And then it'll be above the washer and dryer, just about right where that line is. And then, as I said, there'll be a floor to almost ceiling, just a foot shy. It'll come out to about here, and there'll be a shelf here, and it'll come down. So, next 2 days they'll be installing. Hopefully it's a good one. It's April 4th, 2019, 11:37. Looks like Brad has finished assembling the cabinets, and he's gone to get a tool so that he can cut at the bottom so he can fit around the baseboards. And these are the parts here. This is Brad. He's doing the install today. He's got all the cabinets, cabinets built and ready to install. He's gonna, what's the name of this tool?
This is a contour gauge.
Contour gauge. He's gonna contour gauge the molding at the bottom here and see if he can make that cut on the side. So, hoping he can. Okay. Okay, first piece is in. Looks like some more adjustments need to be made. That's number one of many that will be going in today and tomorrow. So, end of day one of the cabinet install. Brad, he asked me how I wanted to put the backing on here. Usually they put the backing in front of this board here, but because of some special things we've got going on with plugs, he's recommended that we put the backing behind the board. So he's got to get the backing, he's got to attach it to the back of these cabinets before he can install it, and then he needs to make some pre-cuts to go around the plug that's going to go through. So it's only got one cabinet in, but he said the hardest part was doing the build, and this is the first one that's been installed, and this is an example where the plug will go, and I got switches here, and then he said the backing should be consistent, so he's going to put the backing behind the wood supports, and then it should go fairly quickly tomorrow. Got the upper half of the shelf nearest the door done, and then we're getting ready to put in the next cabinet. Next to that, it's got clamped in, and then he's going to attach it here shortly. This would be what, the fourth cabinet? Yep. Fourth cabinet's up.
4 out of 6.
4 out of 6. So this one's clamped in place, not screwed in. Then we're going to put another one here.
Yep.
And then another one here.
2 more.
Oh, 2 more up here.
Yep, I got 2 little ones in there.
2 little ones. All right. I got another one up there. What's this one? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. 5 of 7.
8.
8.
Yep.
5 of 8.
Keeps going up.
Keeps going up. So we got another one to do here. That'll be the same drop as that, and then 2 that'll go above the fridge. Six up, 2 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shelves are up. Looking pretty good. All the way down. Puppy Dog's house will go here. Everything's up. I guess he needs to put the shelves in and the doors. So he's going to be busy here still. But looking pretty good. Pretty good. Doors are on. Now we got to get some hardware on the doors. And Brad's going to get those. We got a little chip on this door, and he's going to have Becky order a new one there. We're going to replace that piece down there, right?
Yep.
Yep. He's going to adjust this door here so they line up a little better. Looks pretty good though. All right, so we got the handles on. Almost on. He had one more left and the handle broke. So he's getting another one that's in the car. And he will be done. Oh, look at that, look at that. Looking nice, looking nice. Pup Dog's in his pen here. We got the washer and dryer back in place. The refrigerator fits in there nicely. Here's the one of the cabinets looking pretty. I like how that closes. What's this? Oh, so nice and smooth. So one more to go and we'll be good to go. Rocky is back in his kennel and we're going to get him out of here so that Brad can finish. Well, you know, Puppy Dog, you like it in there? It's his kennel. Okay, got a video of the last one going. Hopefully it doesn't break. Here's the last one. All right.
Good to go.
It's a beauty. Look at that. Let's get Regina in here and have her take a look. What do you know, Puppy Dog? He's got a new friend.
Yep.
All
Come
right.
on with me if you want.
Rocky's celebrating in the new laundry room with the cabinets. All done. I don't know what time it is. What time is it? 7:17 p.m. April the 5th. Friday afternoon. Well, there you go. All done. Washer and dryer working. Puppy Dog's taking a champ next to his bed.